Hi everyone, welcome back to the Ball Girls. It's Haley and Jordan as always.
Hello.
So this week we're just gonna jump right into it. We don't have anyone, it's just some good old girly chat.
A little
So
chat for the chat.
little chat bruv. So first things first, finally this morning the NFL and the NFLPA agreed to some sort of, I don't know what to call it, like protocol, I guess,
Yeah,
for COVID, because up until literally this morning, players were saying that, like, we have families, we don't feel safe when there's literally nothing in place
nothing.
for
Like,
COVID protocol.
exactly. Yeah, no idea, like, what's going to happen if someone gets COVID. How are they going to do testing for COVID? Like, can people opt out?
Yeah, exactly. So now they're saying they're doing daily testing for the first 2 weeks. But it's like after that, are you just going to assume, like, if everyone tests negative, that there's no COVID and that's that? Like,
Like, I don't really understand that. Am I shocked that that is the approach that the NFL is taking? No.
no,
No.
Roger Goodell, we are not shocked.
No. Yeah, no, players like JJ Watt, he came up with like a list of like what they don't and do know. And there was nothing that they knew. Training camp is what, the 28th. So is that a week from today? What's today's date even? I don't even know.
It's the 20th, so yeah, a week tomorrow.
Yeah. So kind of a short turnaround.
Yeah, and so many players are like, we have families like Russell Wilson, I think he was saying his wife is pregnant or they have a small child or something like that. Like,
Yeah, pregnant. I didn't know Sierra was pregnant.
me neither. That's why I had to double check on that. But yeah, that's just like, it's true. Like, a lot of people are bashing on players in all sports for opting out, but it's like they have families, they have small children. I think Russell Wilson, as much as he's one of the best quarterbacks in football right now, would rather spend time with his family if that he had to take an option. Like,
Oh, 100%. Don't they do a lot of TikToks?
I think
I
so.
think so, yeah. He'd rather be TikToking.
But yeah, it's just wild that they literally did come up with anything until today. But at least they have something.
Yeah, they have something now. Yeah, when does the season start? September 10th?
I think something around that. Well, they just announced too that now they're going to be playing 0 preseason games.
No,
So it was 4, they reduced it to 2, and now it's none. So they're not risking any more exposure than they need to, which is good also. Because if it doesn't count for anything, really, what's the point?
yeah. So did they have this plan for 5 months, or did they just like forget to hit send in the email to like the players and agents and teams? Like,
Right? And it's not until, like, because I saw like JJ Watt's tweet, Russell Wilson, Pat Mahomes, like,
yeah,
basically when people took to Twitter, they were like, oh, well, guess we got to do something. Like,
the when and where thing all over again.
yeah, like, it's ridiculous that the players need to, like, speak up before they're actually protected. Like, to online, I'm sure they've spoke to the NFLPA multiple times, but they're like, yeah, whatever. And
Yeah,
then millions of people on Twitter have to harass them before they actually do something.
yeah. And I think they said that they had a Zoom call, like a bunch of the players. I think they were saying that like the connections within that were going stronger at least. I don't know if that's an outcome that you can look at positively, maybe. But yeah,
Yeah, hopefully. We're
yeah.
hoping for a good NFL season.
But will there be fans?
Probably not. Well, we already saw that the Eagles said no sports fans can
Yeah.
play at all.
So yeah, the Eagles. So the city of Philadelphia said no fans. So even Phillies, obviously, like I'm pretty sure we knew baseball was not going to get it.
Yeah.
Then the Eagles, but then they apparently went back on it because they had told their season ticket holders like they're not going to get billed. But then I think it got turned around that now they're like they're not totally opposed to no fans.
It'll be
So
interesting to see.
I think Cleveland, I believe Cleveland said they would do X amount of capacity, but it's just like I can see them just turning back on it. Like I think we might have said it like nothing's guaranteed with any kind of setup. Like a league like the NHL is just starting up soon. That can all just end within not 2 games, but 2 days kind of thing.
Yeah,
You don't know
exactly.
what's gonna happen.
Yeah, and it's like you don't know what the spike in cases could look like a month from now, like, especially with the NFL. Like, you have a later start time. So even if things are slowing down, by the time September 10th comes back around, cases could spike again. And then what are you going to do?
Exactly. How many? God, I think I seen a number of how many players have been tested positive. 72, I think, as of last Friday.
In the NFL?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
So
Yeah, not a great look. Love that. But so kind of the weight, speaking of the weight, just a little soccer talk. MLS, there's supposed to be 3 expansion teams for the year 2020. There's supposed to be one for Charlotte, one for Sacramento, and one for St. Louis. And they are all being pushed to 2021 now just because a lot of them, they're playing in like stadiums that hold up to 75,000 people. And like, honestly, people are going to support you if they live in that city. Like, look at the St. Louis Blues, you know, like they're a team who hadn't won for so long. And then look at them, you know, people who like soccer, no matter what city you live in, if you have a local team, you're going to support them. It's like Toronto FC. Like, Toronto FC was like, okay, we have a team. And people were like, okay, we cheer for Toronto FC now. Like, even if you cheer.
I don't even watch soccer, I'll still say, yeah.
Exactly. Or like Vegas, you know, like people cheered for other teams, and then Vegas was like, we have an expansion team, and everyone who lives in Vegas was like, obviously I'm cheering for Vegas now.
Yeah.
Like, it makes sense, but it's also not the same when you're like expansion, like inaugural season, you have to play with no fans, and like you don't get the same experience, right?
100%, yeah.
So I think they're doing the right thing, pushing the season back, and it's a good step for the MLS because they know America is kind of like go willy-nilly and being like, you know, everything's open, do whatever.
Yes.
It's good for the MLS to step in and be like, listen, we get that you all want teams. Same with like for the NWSL, there's going to be a team in Louisville called Racing Louisville FC. Same thing. They're not really coming out until 2021. So I think that's a good move.
Mm-hmm.
But Canada, speaking of, they are saying absolutely not to baseball, which is interesting because they have 2 NHL hub cities, and maybe that's why, because they don't want the cross sports. But I'll let you go in a little bit on this. But
so they found out a few days ago now. I don't even know when. I think it was by a phone call too. Yeah, the Canadian government was like, because they don't want cross-border travel. Only if it's essential. But then at that case, why is it essential that athletes get to cross the border? Like, you don't really you don't need it. Sports do not need to come back. So they are not coming home. Like, what's that song? I'm coming home. That ain't them. That ain't them. So they have other options now. So my favorite option is Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. I didn't even know the field name changed until 2 days ago. Saline Field? It used to be Coca-Cola.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's Saline Field.
Something like that. But yeah, it's a AAA facility. But then I think there's issues with the lighting, and then they don't have like training facilities there. So that's the big issue with that. But then Florida is like the best option for them. But besides the help, like the facility itself and everything, that's fine and dandy for them. But then it's the Florida is a shit. Yeah, it's that. And then they've been saying PNC in Pittsburgh, and then Camden Yards in Baltimore. And then actually Shai reported on it. Our professor, yes. He was saying how like there would be conflicts. So then like I think in September there's no conflicts that they wanted to play in Baltimore, I believe it was. But then they were saying like they could go back and forth. There's no limits on that. I find that kind of confusing though, because at the same time as they want to play in MLB stadiums, obviously.
Well, yeah, that's the thing.
Why would they, like, they're already traveling, so it's a pro in that way. But why would you just want to keep traveling nonstop to different, like, get readjusted in another, like, stadium? I don't know.
And aren't, like, 7 of their first games in Florida anyways? Like, despite obviously COVID, like.
Their home opener is in, 2 days, 3 days now? Against the Rays.
Yeah. So like as much as Florida outside the world, as long as they take precautions, because if you've already opted in, I think you know the risks associated with what you're doing. So kind of staying inside your little MLB bubble. If you're already in Florida, because that was the thing that kind of made me laugh when they first got the schedule, was like this whole thing. They left Dunedin, they went back to Toronto, they're training in Toronto, they get the schedule, they're playing Florida. Like
I feel bad for them. But, like, here's another thing. Like, they're such a young team that maybe they could get used to the AAA park, because some of them...
Yeah, they've only been playing at the Rogers Center and, like, in big league stadiums for, like, a year or two, you know? They're close to when they were playing college or high school ball, whatever, in those kinds of stadiums. So even a AAA facility is probably better than what they played college in.
Like... Because, like, at least they're on the road a bit before they actually have their home opener. But yeah, honestly, I want Buffalo. Yeah, that's about it. I seen an article because I'm stupid and believed it. I think SB Nation put it out, and it was just like, what was it? And do you know what a Nimitz class aircraft carrier is?
No, I
It's a
know nothing
giant
about it.
ship that carries planes and like warplanes.
Okay.
Um, and I seen an article and it's just like, can the Blue Jays play their games? I was like, what? Like, Cadet Kelly.
Oh my god.
It was fake though. It was fake, but
Cadet.
I
Oh,
I fell for that. That was on me.
that is so funny. Well, I guess moving on from the aircrafts then.
Mhm.
So we all know that the Redskins and the Indians have been kind of looking into name changes. And
Yeah.
there's been some teams who said kind of no, like the Blackhawks and the Seminoles, because Blackhawk and Seminole are more so warrior names
Mm-hmm.
than like indigenous slurs, I
Yeah.
guess you could say. And that's not my place to say. This is just what, team statements have said. Like a Blackhawk is a warrior, a Seminole is a warrior, and that's why they don't feel they should change them versus a Redskin or an Indian.
Yeah.
But the Edmonton Eskimos of the CFL have come out and said they're also looking into a name change. And a lot of people, there's like mixed reviews on it, which is very odd to me.
Yeah.
Because like you would think like all the other teams too. First of all, there was one point in the CFL where 2 teams were named the Rough Riders. There's only 8 teams, and 2 of them were named the Rough Riders. I don't understand how you lack that much creativity when there's literally only 8 teams.
I could give you other options.
Well,
No dogs. Like, I don't know. Snowbirds.
yeah, like literally anything. But some people were like, "Oh, well, an Eskimo's not a slur. That's just what they are."
Yeah, I would say they were very hesitant on, not hesitant, but like they seemed kind of, they just didn't want to talk about it maybe.
Kind of, yeah. It was kind of like swept under the rug, like because the feedback was not like so like the Redskins. It was like your main sponsor for your field is saying like we're not gonna fund you anymore if you're named the Redskins. Like figure it out. Whereas the Eskimos were kind of like should we do that too?
I think
Or
Bel Air, was it Bel Air Direct? They were questioning the relations with them. I think that's their main sponsor or one of their sponsors. And they were saying, they were like, do
yeah,
we stay?
yeah,
But it's weird because, okay, so you seen that there was a press release or something came out about it like last week, right? Where they were interested in
yeah.
changing the name. Well, then apparently they went back on that. And I didn't know that at all. So I was reading, I seen in 2 or 3 articles, I think it was CBC that posted it, but they were saying that they're refusing to confirm 2 published articles or notes from TSN and then Post Media.
Mm.
So, but like there was a statement and are you going back on it? Because that's me trying to argue with the Free People customer service on my $100.
You agreed to pay this on your card statement. Okay, but I did do that. But
You're not wrong.
now, is it still on their social media, like their original statement?
I did not check.
I'm gonna check that right now because that's like I don't even know. Okay, yeah. So on July 8th, they said, "We acknowledge and appreciate the feedback and input regarding our name. We take this issue seriously, as has been demonstrated by the 3 years we've spent engaging in Canada's North and conducting research related to our name. We recognize that a lot has occurred since the information was gathered, and as a result, we are accelerating our ongoing process of review. We will be seeking further input from the Inuit, our partners, and other stakeholders to inform our decisions moving forward. We'll continue to listen carefully with an open mind. We intend to complete our review as quickly as possible and will provide an update by the end of the month." So, y'all got 10 days, Edmonton. Pay up or shut up.
Do it. Get into it.
Cancel it. Yeah, that's odd. And I mean, like, it's true. I mean, it's not our place to say it's offensive or not. It's still the Indigenous communities to say so. But for them to just be like, we're looking into it, and then
So we looked. We didn't see. We're just gonna jet out.
oh, to speak out my eyes.
The first time. Kiss me. Timothy Chalamet.
For real. Like, it's so odd. I don't know what's going on there. We'll see. I mean, for real, we still haven't heard anything from the Redskins. They've still been like, we're looking into it, and heard nothing. Meanwhile, New Era is like, we're ending our contract with the Bills. Yeah.
Okay, Wild Wings, get on that.
Like,
Okay, so
good.
I said that. Okay, so I said, like, get on it, right?
Yeah.
And people from Buffalo were getting mad at me. We don't want this chain restaurant. Like, this is disrespectful. We are known for our chicken wings. I didn't know that Buffalo was known for chicken wings.
I didn't either.
I didn't know either. Maybe it's just like a cross-country cultural thing. I just thought it would be really great because, like, for instance, Little Caesars, are you like, does that mean that they're saying the pizza in Detroit is shit? No.
Oh, I know exactly what you're saying. Like, it's literally just a sponsor. Like, that's all it is. I don't know why people are so, like, up in arms about it.
Yeah, this guy was saying that he was gonna he was calling it some random name. I'm sorry to say random, but I don't know the name, what it was before New Era. It was the Regan. I'm gonna look it up. But anyways, he's like, I'm calling it that. Like, I call it that. I don't even call it New Era. And I'm like, okay, I get that. But, like, for instance, Skydome, I still call it Skydome. It's the Rogers Center now. Doesn't mean I'm gonna boycott my phone bills because I'm with Rogers. Like,
yeah, that's like the Air Canada Center in Scotiabank. I still call it the ACC.
Like, no, I only, like, dial up phones, like the ones from
Budweiser State, are you saying craft beer? There's actually no craft beer in Ontario. We only have Budweiser. Like, it's not that serious.
Wait, there's no craft beer in Ontario?
No, I'm joking. There's lots of craft beer in Ontario. Believe me, I could tell you all about it.
I gotta wait. Old name of New Era Field.
But yeah, it's a little bit ridiculous that people are so up
Ralph Wilson. The Ralph, they called it.
Oh, the Ralph. Okay. I mean,
my bad. I'm not a football person, really. I just like the Browns. I've been saying this since day one. Like, I like football. I just don't follow the league. So when people ask me questions about, like, the Ravens, I'm like, dude, I don't know.
Just say Lamar Jackson, and that's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all we have right now I mean, we don't really even follow the CFL, to be quite honest. This is, like, the most CFL content you're ever going to get from us.
I went to an Argos game when I was, pretty young. And, well, this is when they still played at Skydome.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember I was in a box seat, though, because my mom was friends with one of their past players. Like, he was a family friend, I guess. Yeah. So I went to a game, like, in the box there. And our hostess lady was, like, a singer. My mom's like, sing for her. Get famous. Pushing me, little 10-year-old fat me at this girl at an Argos game. And that's all I remember.
Oh my God, that's amazing. I don't think I've ever been to a CFL game. The only thing, I went to Tim Hortons Field twice. Once for an Arkells concert and once to see Team Canada play. The women.
Do you say Tim Hortons Field? Yeah. That must mean all the coffee in Hamilton is disrespected.
Yeah. How dare they?
Boycott Tim Hortons.
Also, the name for donut holes is Timbits. I said what I said.
It's true. It is true. Munchkins, okay, maybe.
But still, I do.
But, like, the thing is, like, people are like, if I get it from Dunkin' Donuts, it's a Munchkin. But if I get it from somewhere else, it's donut holes. Like, no, it is just universally Timbits here. I've never heard one person say donut hole, even if they're getting, like, I don't even think people buy packs of Timbits from grocery stores.
No, but even, like, other donut shops or, like, you know, like coffee and bagel shops that might have some, like, they're just Timbits.
Yeah.
They're just Timbits. But the pride of Canada, other than Timbits, is obviously hockey. And the NHL awards their nominations are here, even though the season only got played, like, halfway. But so there has been a lot of controversy about this, mostly over the Lady Byng.
Yes.
Because obviously the Lady Byng is for whatever player has shown, like, the most gentlemanly, chivalrous experience, pretty much.
Yeah.
And Austin Matthews was nominated, and a lot of people did not like that after.
Yeah, let's recap it because he
mooned.
Security woman. And then you have McKinnon I think McKinnon's going to get it because then you have Ryan O'Reilly, and there's no disrespect on my end to Ryan O'Reilly and his Tim Hortons crashing through it. I think, was he with Buffalo when he did that? I think he was still with Buffalo. But yeah, no, my old boss is his cousin, so no disrespect there, honestly. Great guy all around. So
Yeah, no, I
yeah.
love Nathan McKinnon. I recall seeing the commercials of Nathan McKinnon and Sidney Crosby, like, working at a little Tim Hortons in Nova Scotia. I was like,
Like, when would that ever happen here?
literally never. I'm not gonna go to my local Tim Hortons and see, like, Austin Matthews just, like, serving out the window.
Yeah, go.
Like, spits in it, like, hands it to me.
I just thought, like, who would be really cool to see at a Tim Hortons drive-thru and hand me coffee? Tessa and Scott. Actually, Tessa, Scott, and Morgan.
Yeah, yes. All three of them, please.
All three of them. The love triangle we all deserve.
Truly will. That's the thing. It's like, I love Tessa and Morgan, but, like, I want Tessa and Scott to be together, but I don't want Tessa and Morgan to break up. It's so hard. We're not sure who's gonna win the Lady Bang, because that's an odd nomination for Matthews to get. But other nominations are, so for the Calder Trophy, we've got Avalanche defenseman Cale Makar, Canucks defenseman Quinn Hughes, and then Blackhawks left wing Dominic Kubalik. That's how I think you say it.
I believe so, yes. But I'm not great at names, so
Yeah,
at least
I genuinely have, like, no idea who's gonna win this one, because they all have different stats. Like, one leads in points, one leads in goals.
I want to say it's going to be Hughes because he leads in assist points and leads in assist points and power play points.
Right, but then, like, Kubalik leads in goals. So
I'm just picking him because he's leading in multiple numbers guy.
Big number.
I'm gonna go with Quinn Hughes. Oh my god! Anytime I say Hughes, I think of Jack Hughes on TikTok. Jack Hughes.
Oh my god!
All the teenage girls, Jack Hughes. I can't. Anyways, Jack Adams Award. That's for Coach of the Year, and I just want my man Torts to get it.
Hey, John Tortorella, I love him so much.
Like,
so much.
Just the energy.
Literally, that energy. Like, I want Columbus to win a cup just because I want him to win a cup. No, I literally don't care about any of the players. Y'all, like I get you work hard, but, like, Torts is the one who deserves the cup.
Werenski and Pierre Dubois. God, what's his name? He was in 2016 the third overall pick. I don't know, but I can't say his name, and that's the only two people I know on Columbus, because I think two people. Artemi Panarin left, I believe, right? Yeah, and then Bobrovsky, goalie, left.
Yeah, he played. So speaking of Panarin, he's up for the Ted Lindsay Award, as well as our boy McKinnon and Leon Draisaitl. So Draisaitl led the league with 110.67 assists and 44 power play points, which is an insane stat. Like, I really don't know how you can kind of be better than that, honestly. Yeah. Like, you know, McKinnon and Panarin are both well-rounded players too, but that's, like, insane, especially for, like, how underperforming the Oilers always are. The fact that they have players that are just, like, incredible superstars and put up these numbers and they still can't win, like, what's the issue? You know?
Yeah, so then we have the Frank J. Selk. That's one of the defensive trophies. And so then you have Patrice Bergeron from the Bruins. You have Flyers, Sean Couturier. That's how you say it, right?
Yeah.
So, right?
Couturier, I think. Couturier. I don't know if it's French or not, to be honest.
And then, and then my boy, Ryan O'Reilly. I'm going to go with Bergeron.
Yeah. Bergie is just a beast.
Yeah, but this is 9th straight nomination, and this would be the 5th time if he wins. The 5th time he's won it. I would like to say share the wealth, but this is a dog league. Go, keep winning, get your coin.
Exactly.
And that would be a record. So yes, get your coin. He got the Bruins President's Trophy, so that's pretty great. And then allowed the fewest goals in the league. So we're gonna go with Bergeron.
Yeah, I'm going with him too. But for actual defensemen, because all the nominees for that are centers, but actual defensemen, defensewomen. For the Norris Trophy, the nominees are John Carlson from the Capitals, Victor Hedman from the Lightning, and then Roman Josi from the Predators. I literally have no idea who I think is going to win this one. Like, I don't...
Can we put Jake Gardiner in for the nominations?
Carlson is a first-time finalist. Hedman is a finalist for the 4th straight season, and he won the Norris in 2017-2018. And then Yossi finished the regular season with the 3rd most ice time, and then came 2nd among defensemen in all goals, assists, and points. Why can't I speak today? But that's a toss-up. You've got a winner, a first-timer, and somebody who's like the 2nd best defenseman in the league. So
pick who you want.
Because you literally don't know anything at this point, and like, I don't know, it's not up to us. It doesn't really matter what I think, to be honest. Just the one that kind of made me laugh was the Lady Bing, because it's like, you know, somebody who shows exceptionally gentleman conduct, and we were all like, who?
Yeah, and it's weird because it's a career low for Matthews. His penalty minutes, they were low, so I guess that's why he drew it in. But then wouldn't you think that your on ice or your off ice performance would also play into more sportsman, gentlemanly like? Ryan O'Reilly, should have touched on this actually, but this is his 6th year that he's had less than 10, like under 10 penalty minutes.
Oh, damn.
So honestly, I'm gonna put him in instead of Nathan McKinnon. I'm gonna take my Nathan McKinnon vote out and put Ryan O'Reilly.
Yeah, that's nuts. And I get what you're saying, because I agree. Like, yeah, if you don't, you know, you're not causing fights and stirring things on the ice, that's a good thing. But it also should be about your behavior off the ice. You're a role model for small children, hockey players all over the world. Mm-hmm. Like, just because you're good on the ice doesn't make you a good person. We've seen that with players who are cancers in the locker room, who speak out. They can literally be the best players, and what they say in post-game interviews, how they treat their friends, their partners, things like that is disgusting. Like, it really should have to do with how you act off the ice too. Because If it's just about on-ice performance, like, you shouldn't name it then somebody who shows like outstanding, exceptional gentleman skills, because like, okay, you're just not slashing people. Congrats.
Like, kudos. He was a nice big trophy. But you remember that lady that
we don't remember. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. I think that's so odd, but
yeah, we'll find out in September. I think it's September they're doing it now after the playoffs.
Yeah, I think so, which would make sense, because then you would see. That's what I'm saying. Like, you'll be able to have a little bit more insight of who we think is going to win once we actually see some more hockey.
Yeah.
But enough about hockey. Now on to women's sports, what we truly care about. So it came out actually 2 days ago, I think. So not the person I'm going to talk about, but 2 days ago, Washington Mystics, their 2012 MVP, Tina Charles, announced that she was opting out because she has asthma. But this is like a huge thing, because Elena Delle Donne, who is an amazing basketball player, one of my favorite basketball players, and she has Lyme disease, her opt-out got denied for the season. And everyone was like, pardon me? And now, for those of you who don't watch the WNBA, first of all, open your eyes. Second of all, the Washington Mystics are the 2019 WNBA champions. And Elena Delle Donne played in the finals with not 1, not 2, but 3 herniated discs in her back. She played the finals with 3 herniated discs in her back to help them win a championship. So she wrote for the Players Tribune, she wrote this whole open letter being like, you know, this is about my health. This has nothing to do with me not wanting to play the game. I was hurt last year and I played because I love the game. It has nothing to do with that. And you see all these other people, and they have valid reasons. You know, Tina Charles has asthma. Obviously, COVID is affecting your respiratory system. You don't want to screw that up. You know, people who've opted out to opt for social justice change, absolutely, that's a valid reason. But for them to deny her, of all people, not even because of who she is as a person, but like, she takes 64 pills a day for her disease, and you're going to tell her no.
Do you, from what I'm understanding from it, because yeah, I don't watch basketball and I definitely need to. Do you think it's because like she's a top player, so they think that they would lose like viewership on it kind of thing, and she wasn't there? Like if it was a top player leaving like a league, for instance, like if LeBron's like, I ain't playing this year, do you think it's similar like to one of those where like they know people wouldn't tune in as much?
Like kind of, but also in the same breath, you've got, like we were talking about with Lindsay, you've got Sabrina Ionescu, who is like the next best thing out of college to play. She's playing for New York. Kia Nurse plays for New York. You've got the Seattle Storm, where you've already got Brianna Stewart. You've got Sue Bird. You've got the Phoenix Mercury, where you've got Diana Taurasi. You've got a bunch of the big names. still playing in the league.
Yeah.
And yeah, Elena Delle Donne is a big name in the league, but like I don't think anyone's gonna stop. People who are truly WNBA fans are not gonna stop watching if she doesn't play. If anything, they're gonna stop watching now because they're like, okay, screw you. You're gonna tell one of your best players who's literally played hurt and given up so much that you're not gonna pay her because you're saying she just wants a check and whatever. And also, how do you know all these other people don't just want to check? I know they don't, but how can you say that when somebody has a medical disease that is documented, they take medication for it? And also Lyme disease, like, messes with Corona in the sense that, like, she already knows she has Lyme disease, but, like, they're the same symptoms. So if she feels like she's got fatigue, a fever, chills, or whatever, they might think she has COVID, but that's just her having Lyme disease, and she might not know the difference. She might contract COVID and not know it because those are side effects that she deals with living with Lyme disease. It was just so messed up. Like, how can you
did they say why they weren't gonna let her? Is it
they basically said, like, in her words, I don't really think the WNBA came out with anything. I'm gonna look it up to see for sure, but I think they basically said, like, she would either have to choose between her health or her paycheck. But the Mystics actually announced that they're going to pay her whether she plays or not.
Oh, okay.
So it's not, like, up to the WNBA anymore. But she said in her letter, she wrote, "It hurts that the W, a place that's been my one big dream in life for as long as I can remember, I've given my blood, sweat, and tears to for 7 ongoing 8 seasons, has basically told me that I'm wrong about what's happening in my own body. What I'm here is that I'm faking a disability, that I'm trying to get out of work and still collect a paycheck." Like, how can you say that when you literally know that this person a year ago was playing in the finals with 3 herniated discs? If I had, like, a stubbed finger, I'd be like, you know what? I'm so sorry.
Me with my sprained foot from running from a rat today. Like,
I am out of commission for 3 to 5 weeks. I'm so sorry.
Like,
Like, it's just ridiculous, but I'm glad that Washington's come out and said we're paying her no matter what. I think that was a thing too, like, because I'm not sure of the financial process if it goes through, because the way the WNBA works and they get money from the NBA, from each NBA team. I don't know if it's like the WNBA as an organization pays the salaries instead of individual teams would in other sports, and that's why they had to go through the WNBA. But I'm glad that she doesn't have to go through that, but it's just still messed up even that she was denied in the first place.
I like I said before, like, you wouldn't think that we forgot that when baseball players started opting out that they were even going to opt out, but then now, like, no one thought that someone would get denied it.
Well, exactly. Like, being opted out, people were like, oh, you're selfish, whatever. Meanwhile, she's like, hi, my health is important, I want to opt out. They're like, no, you can't. Like,
get in there. No.
Like, yeah, not a good look for the W, but the Washington Mystics made it right. So we love that for them. But lastly, in the world of women's sports, this one makes me super happy. So the Challenge Cup, the NWSL, the semifinals are set, and 3 of the top 4 seeds have all been knocked out. It's amazing. So the NC Courage, OL Reign, and Washington Spirit, who were the top 3 seeds, have all been knocked out. My Chicago Red Stars beat OL Reign in penalty kicks. I think that Sky Blue FC also won in penalty kicks. I'm not sure. And then the Portland Thorns, our girl Christine Sinclair.
I was going to say, that's all I know.
They beat the top-ranked NC Courage, which is amazing. And then lastly, the Houston Dash. I think the Houston Dash were the 4th-ranked seed, and then the Utah Royals were the 5th-ranked seed playing each other. The Portland Thorns were actually the last seed. So our girl Christine Sinclair came through. I don't actually know if she scored or not, but she's my queen. So
probably because she's a queen.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's kind of interesting that literally the top 3 teams all got knocked out in the first round, which just goes to show, because usually the way playoffs are set, it's not kind of like this round robin thing that seeds you, and then it's kind of interesting. It's like when they introduced the college football playoff and then, like, literally a 4th seed won the whole thing, because teams are capable of playing to the level of who they're playing. It's just, sometimes you lose to a very terrible team and sometimes you beat good. It's like Arsenal. Cheering for Arsenal is my cross to bear. Being an Arsenal fan is the worst because they lose to teams like BHA and they just beat Man City and Liverpool in back-to-back games. So I don't know what's going on, but we love the NWSL. I'm super excited. Their 2 semifinals are on Wednesday. One is the times are so odd because one is at like 12:30 p.m. The other one's at 10 p.m. So, like,
it's a long gap.
right?
They get the times wrong. Like, did they think that they were doing like?
A lot of games have been super late at night. I don't know what it is, like, because I'm assuming it's not because they can only get the field time then, because they play at one field. I'm sure they're only letting the NWSL use that field because COVID. So I don't know why it's so late. Like, if you put it at 3 p.m.,
Maybe they're sanitizing the locker rooms, and it takes that long to.
Maybe they use like the sanitizing fog or whatever. I don't know. But all I know is that I'm super excited to see who's winning, because now that the top seeds are out, it's actually fun, because then it's like, oh, who's going to win it, you know?
Ooh, we love that.
We love that for them. But that's
Speaking of college football, Trevor Lawrence is engaged.
I was dying at the tweets. It's like, his knee's not down. He's running a fake. Yeah, I didn't even know he had a girlfriend. That's crazy.
I seen it on TikTok. It's actually funny. So last night on TikTok, TikTok before bed, and some girl's like, oh, like my best friend's getting engaged. Some random girl, like I have no idea who she is. It was really cute though, because like I guess I don't know if you picked her up. You couldn't see Trevor Lawrence. You don't know it's him at all. And then it was like, oh, like she was sitting in a car. She's like, oh, I have to drive to Clemson. I'm like, all right, whatever. And then you keep watching. She's putting out these photos, and you still have no idea that there's anything Trevor Lawrence related until they walk in. Not even the fiance, but then Trevor Lawrence walks in. And everyone's like, whoa, wait, what? In the comments, they were like, oh, we didn't know this was about Trevor Lawrence.
Oh my God, that's amazing. That's like, honestly, my dream proposal, which I do not know my family, so my family members went to Ohio State, but I do not know anyone who plays for Ohio State. I did not go to Ohio State. But like, my dream proposal would to be proposed on at the field. But there's this one couple who, the guy, so remember the AAF, like the American Alliance of Football?
Yes.
So the guy, Mike Bercovici, he played for, I think, San Antonio or San Diego. I literally, that league is so like beyond my memory. But he played for one of those teams. So he went to ASU, and his girlfriend went to ASU. So that's where they met. And then same thing, it was like a proposal video of them at ASU on the field. And then it was like the screen, and it was like, will you marry me? I was like, literally, it was just this so cute. But yeah, congrats to Trevor Lawrence.
This one's for you. It's water, but
cheers, bruv. Cheers, mum, for the money.
Have a little faith in me, that's all I need. Yeah. Why do we always do a British accent or anything British related?
Because that's all like half our personality. That's the thing, is we're not even trying to like, make fun of people. The amount of time, like literally from 2011 until like 2015, I was like, I'm gonna live in London. Like, I was born to live in London.
I still thought that till this year.
Like, truly, I would love to live in England, but like, truly, One Direction, like I used to throw random. Do you know what the worst thing I used to do was? No, and my one friend Nick called me out. I used to put the location on my tweets as Manchester, England, and he was like, "You're literally not in Manchester, you psycho. Can you turn that off?"
Who was from Manchester? From One Direction?
Literally none of them. I don't remember from Manchester, but he was like, I didn't want to do London because it was like too cliche to do London. Like, what is
Essex?
What, Cheshire?
What, Gloucester?
Boy? No, Cheshire's where Harry was from.
Yes.
And
Cheshire.
And then Bradford was where Zayn was from.
Bradford, bad boy.
Bradford boys. But yeah, no, I used to have on my iPhone 4, I used to have like a case that was like Big Ben and like a double-decker bus. I was obsessed. I used to use like lingo all the time and be like, I'm knackered, mate.
Absolutely bollocked.
It was so bad. The amount I would throw into my vocabulary and people would be like, what did you just say?
Well, when we and Haley don't watch the movie Aloha on Netflix, don't do it. We cut the movie off 20 minutes in. I'm surprised we lasted that long. But we go on to Netflix party, and what's my name? Rebecca Femane XX.
What is that from?
Okay, so when me and Sabrina did like a British day where we watch only British movies, we decided to do British names, I guess. So it was Rebecca Femane XX.
Oh my God, you guys kill me.
We should do a reaction video, maybe not a reaction video, but like a reaction pod to us watching Snog, Marry, Avoid.
Oh my God.
Because that was the most ruthless show.
Oh my God.
Did you watch it?
No, I want to.
Oh my God, it's like, what's that show with like Stacey London? You know, like the lady with the black hair and the gray streak, like what not to wear? Yeah, so it's kind of like that, it's kind of like that. But so they would pick these girls like from Essex, from like Bradford, like 20 layers of orange, tan, like glue on lashes with actual like hot glue gun kind of shit. And they pick them up off, like not off the street, but they do this video and show them what the reaction of like the public was to them. They're like, oh, I wouldn't even snog her. I wouldn't even touch her with a 10-foot pole.
Oh my god, I literally, my self-esteem could touch that. Oh my god, I would literally just like jump off a cliff.
It was so awkward because then the girls, and they would have guys too. There was a guy just as a pirate, but they would have girls and they're like, oh, that's not nice, innit? I actually think I'm a quite nice chav, like a nice, I'm a nice gal.
Little bird, you know, from the Geordie Shore.
You have to watch it. Or, and also, I'm sorry, this turned into a whole British podcast right now, but whatever. Watch the have you seen the show, what is it? Dating Naked or something like that?
Oh, I feel like I have seen that one. That's on TLC, isn't it?
Is it? I don't know. It's a British one.
Oh, maybe not. I don't know. I feel like there's an American version of it though.
Let me tell you. So I don't even know how I got into it, but it's this guy would come on a show or like a girl, and they have these naked people, like whatever, like gender, sex, whatever they were attracted to would be behind these walls, and it would slowly open up like this window. So they start off by showing the person's dick or vagina, and they have to base off if they want to date them off what that looks like. And then they would go up to their boobs or like their chest, and the person's like, yeah, I can see me getting on with them. Like, it's their chest.
And they wonder why women are so sexualized, and men too. But like, that is ridiculous.
You gotta watch it. It is so weird because like they show you everything. Like, it's not even like pixelated out. It's so weird.
Well then, to our loyal listeners, that's all we have for this week. Watch Dating Naked.
I think that's what it's called. But yes.
Take care, y'all.
Bye.